on the far side of town, sharing a dream with anyone. She's made it through heaven, she's made it through hell. It's just another story to tell. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen, filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights, making up a bar queen on the phone in the great big boulevard, the place she belongs. It's just another story she tells. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen, filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights, through Hollywood nights, through Hollywood nights. You always looked after me, brother, when we were children. You always had my back. You took all the blame when our father caught us doing things that drove him mad. Through the years I could lean on you when I messed up. I'd call you in the night, but I broke too many promises and we split up. Though I still need ya, you gotta save me now. I'm slipping so far down, it's only you I trust to set me free from this. I don't know how I got into this awful spot. I don't know where it ends, so I can use your helping hand tonight. I wanna say that I'm sorry, I got sidetracked and I left you in the cold. I've seen your side of the story, I felt the drawback. My mistake took its toll. Finally, I have realized I was dead wrong. I wasn't thinking straight. No more lies, and from here on out I'll be better, 'cause I still need ya. You gotta save me now.
Check,
I'm
check.
slipping so far
Check, check,
down,
check.
it's only you
Check,
I
1, 2, 1, 2.
trust to set me free from this. I don't know how I got into this awful spot. I don't know where it ends, so I could use your helping hand tonight. I could use your helping hand tonight.
Okay, boys and girls, let's get this thing going.
Helping hand tonight.
From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. Hey yo, heart of a villain beats hard in the centrifuge. Bearded BP, 100 interviews. All it takes is 2 mics and 1 line. This is Bearded Villains podcast worldwide. Driving cross countries, getting ball tires. Fam across ponds, always inspired. Chapters connect, and then it's on fire. Check your phone, cause BV is like a live wire. They said that we couldn't do it and that another could. Never underestimate the power of brotherhood. Every bro, every chapter, every caption. Heart of a villain, bro, lights, camera, action. Action, action, action. Let's go. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart.
A night version of The Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the Bearded Villains Worldwide Brotherhood and the lives they are changing all over this here world. It is Friday. We're back on Friday just for tonight because yesterday we had a little snafu and, well, we just decided I say me, we is me, really, but it sounds better when I say we, meaning like the podcast show, but it's me. Anyway, we're here. Instead of a Thursday, we're here on Friday. It is the 18th, I think. Still? Is that? Yes? Okay. Yeah, I've lost track, but I made mention it was kind of weird the other day. We're over halfway through February already. Kind of crazy times. But welcome, guys. Happy Friday night. Thanks so much for just hanging out with me if you're here live. If you are one of the hundreds and hundreds I say that jokingly, of course, followers who listen on a regular podcast platform after the fact, I really appreciate you. It is so fun for me to talk to everybody each week and just get a message out there and talk a little bit about what our bearded villains out there in the world are doing. It's really, really cool stuff. And I will say there's something very exciting that I've gotten a chance to delve back into recently. Some of the work that I was planning on, that I've been working for, doing some editing for the documentary film that I'm working on. And I got to tell you, I'm super, super stoked because I've gotten into doing some of the editing of the interviews that I already have in the can. And I'm really, really happy with the way these things are starting to turn out. Got some more editing to do. I got a bunch more stuff to shoot. But so far, the vision that I had for this thing is really coming together, and I'm really excited about that. So a little more about that here in just a little bit. But thank you guys for being here. If this is your first time here and you don't know who I am, I'm not sure why, but I'm BP for Bearded Villains Northern Indiana and the host of The Heart of a Villain. Well, tonight, guys, we're going to do two things, hopefully, if everything works out and the people call in as need be. We're going to be talking with Scrappy, hopefully soon, on the line. He's going to call in. We're going to talk for a few minutes about LSV and what we got to expect for that next weekend. If you're going, I'm looking forward to that. And then we're going to be talking with one of our brothers from up north in Canada about something really cool that his chapter has going on right now, raising a little bit of money. Caught my eye when I heard about it, and I said, you know what? I want to find out a little bit more about that. So we're going to be talking with our brother Chris up north about that event. But we'll get to those things in just a few minutes. One of the first things I want to do is what I always do, say hi to everybody who is here live. And you guys are awesome for being here. Can't thank you enough. I can get my little scroll wheel here to come over to us here. All right. So Mars is doing double duty because he normally does the East Coast video chat. So he's doing that at the same time tonight. So good evening and pay attention, Mars. Sabbath is here. He sounds like he's getting married. Did I hear? Did I see in the chat here? Good to see you. Good to see you. Big Mike's hanging out with us as well. Mr. Morix hanging out with us as well. Did I say hi to Rob yet? Rob, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. As we go through, Wayne, Mr. One Feather, is here with us as well. I really appreciate you guys finding some time for me to hang out on a Friday night. This is my thing to do. Puzzle Man's hanging out with us as well. How you doing? Give me a call when you get a chance. Send me a message. I got to chat with you about something there, Mr. Puzzle Man. But guys, thanks so much for being here. Let's just get right into it, and I'll interrupt where I need to interrupt once I get the phone call coming in from Mr. Scrappy. But let's go into, we got a couple things merch-related that I'm excited about, and a couple things that have been on the books for a little bit, but I still want to share because, in case you missed it on a previous episode, now you're going to find out. Okay, guys. So the first thing I want to do is just once again tell you about the patch that we still have from Northern Indiana. Now, I wanted to be able to tell you tonight about a hoodie. I think it is. I think that's what you call it. A hoodie. I think we're coming out with here soon. And it'll be a pre-order. It should have been out available for pre-order in the last couple days, but that little snafu, and hopefully in the next couple days we're gonna have that out. So keep your eyes out for that from Northern Indiana. Also, I believe since we're still in the latter stages of Black History Month, I think we still have the Beardenville and Lakeshore guys still doing a Black History Month T-shirt. This is so cool. I fell in love with this when I saw it. The way they designed this thing, bright, bold colors, as they do with everything that Lakeshore does. $32 USD. LakeshoreVillains.com is where you can grab that bad boy. Also, don't forget it's technically a pre-sale, but they're going to roll it into a regular sale once the pre-sale ends. $12. Montreal Villains have their Montreal Villains patch that they're doing for their Polar Dip. So grab that thing. Also, Miami dropped a awesome shirt and hat. Get it as a combo if you want. Set it up that way. But their shirts, $22. Big, bright red shirt says Villains across the top of it. And then they have a red hat as well that's going to say Villains across it as well. $22 and up for the shirts and $25 for the hat. Good stuff. Also, don't forget about the boys over in Maryland, the Bearded Villains Maryland Originals. They have a very cool OG black hat and red hat for $30. They have two hoodies, gray and black. Their black OG hoodie and their gray OG hoodie. Those things are running for $45. Moving on. Look at this sexy sumbitch, right? Oh, Sook. We got Sook here as he is a model for his own shirt. And I had to include this bad boy. Tampa Bay Bearded Villains. $25 plus shipping for this long sleeve awesomeness. Dripping with awesomeness, right? Black t-shirt, long sleeve shirt. Has their X Factor on the sleeve. Their badass logo on the front. Hugs do not come with it from Sook. You have to pay extra, I think, for those. But awesome stuff. You can go directly through him. There's a chapter PayPal, the Tampa Bay Villains chapter PayPal to purchase said shirts. So get on that if you want to. Also, we're going to be talking a little later with one of our bros from Toronto. But they've got two shirts that they're trying to raise some money for. And we're going to hear a little bit about this a little later, but I wanted to get it on there right now. They just released these. The Beardedville in Toronto, Hogtown Chops for Kids' Sake. Black t-shirt and the BVTO Axe the Stigma shirt. These bad boys are $30 to $32. Well, $30 to $32 for the Chops for Kids' Sake, and the Axe the Stigma is $30 to $34, depending on size. So if you want to help them out, grab one of those shirts. BeardedVillainsToronto.com is where you want to go for that. BeardedVillainsToronto.com. All right, guys. So that is chapter merch. Okay. I love those little rolling things. I've got sounds now, boys and girls. Look out. Look out. So as we do, after we follow up with the chapter merch, we roll into some chapter news. And I got a couple things to talk about here tonight. give a little bit of shout out to a couple of our chapters. So let's check this out. All right, chapter news. So I was speaking with one of our bros, chatting with him from Peru, and found out earlier in the week they posted that they have selected a specific individual that they're going to try and help out with. So this is a direct photo from their IG profile page. So if you can't read this now, or if I'm not doing a very good job of describing it to you and you're a little confused, go to the Bearded Villains Peru Instagram page for further information on this. But it's pretty cool. They have the PayPal address right here. So it's paypal.me/Bearded Villains Peru if you would like to donate to this. But they have this little boy, Salvador, who is in need of a lot, medically speaking. And they've listed on here on this IG post all of the things that he has to have. He has been admitted because of multiple food allergies, and the list of stuff that he's ailing from and what he needs. Simple things from gloves. He has to have 4 to 5 pairs per day for what he needs. Surgical mask, surgical cap, all sorts of different things. So if you want to help out our brothers in Peru, and you're able to, then go ahead and reach out to the Bearded Villains Peru. They can guide you to this PayPal address that you see on the screen right now, and send some money down there if you want to. This is an extensive list. And as we find out so many times, it seems like when money is donated here in the States, it goes so far, but in other countries, it seems like that same amount of money can go a lot further. And I'm not sure why that is exactly, but so if you can donate some money through your PayPal or whatever else, hit up our bros in Peru to see if you can help out. And then also the last thing I've got here on chapter news, guys, is a new logo that came out this week, and the Emerald. That's right. Emerald Coast Villains shot this bad boy out of the blue on IG this week and came out with the Emerald Coast Villains. They already had a cool logo, but this is pretty sweet. I haven't talked to them about like how they broke this thing down, but I was looking at it kind of intensely and trying to break out things. And you know how things are. There's always hidden meanings and different things in there, but I'm looking at this thing and I think it's just such a cool logo. I like the typeset on it. I like the way that they have the jets over the top, where they have them kind of hidden, but they snuck them in there just so that anybody can, you can see there's kind of an homage to their previous logo that way. But yeah, they've got a couple things on here that are kind of homages to the previous. So very, very cool stuff. Emerald Coast, they said keep your eyes out because they're going to be doing a merch drop or patch drop or something like that coming up very soon. So keep your eyes out because this is going to be one of those that you don't want to miss for sure. So that's the Emerald Coast Villains with their new logo. Okay, well, I think our buddy is calling us in right now, and I'm going to try to bring him in. Let's see if Scrappy can hear me. We're going to bring him in, bringing him into the system here. Scrappy, can you hear me, buddy?
Yes, I can. Good evening.
Good evening, Scrappy, the captain, badass from the North Texas Villains. Buddy, thanks so much for stopping in for a few minutes. I know you are busy trying to get things ready with everything else you got going on in your life, plus trying to get things ready for LSV. But thanks for calling in.
Thanks for having me, bud. I really appreciate it.
So, you are, if anybody is unfamiliar, if you can give just a quick brief rundown of who Scrappy is. If anybody's curious, they've never met you. Can you give a quick, just 30-second overrun of who you are and what you're all about?
My name's Mike Scoggin. Go by Scrappy. I've had the nickname all my life. Captain of the North Texas chapter, and the captain since 2019, I believe. 2019, somewhere around there. And I'm my father, first and foremost. I have 4 kids of my own. And I recently got married last June. And I got 4 more. So I got 8 total now. I'm an engineer. I work my ass off. Play hard, work hard kind of person.
Yeah. You are. You're all go. The times that I've been around you, even at events, it seems like even when you're trying to, what it's, for you relaxing, it's kind of funny because it still feels like you're go sometimes. So, but you know what? If
I got to make your rounds when you get to those events. That's what it's all about. The brotherhood, the camaraderie. You got to see everybody.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and there's a lot of people to see, especially when you've been around for as long as you have. But I'm looking forward to next weekend, man. This will be my first LSV. I've not been to LSV before, and it unfortunately might have to be the only trip I get down to Texas this year because I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to afford the trip to DSV because for some reason, I don't know, maybe you can explain this to me. Why in the world is it so much more expensive to get to fly into San Antonio than it is to Dallas?
I have no idea. I can say I've never flown into San Antonio. DFW is a major, international airport, so I'm sure that might have something to do with it, but not 100%. The boys over there in South Texas, they're working their ass off on DSV, so anybody that can make that, I strongly suggest that they do it.
Yeah. DSV is always a good time, and it's usually really well attended. So, yeah, I'm going to be kind of bummed if I can't. I'm going to keep my eyes out for maybe some – but it's like – I mean, for flights, for me, it's like 3 times the cost of a flight that I'm going to end up with, going down to Dallas. So it's crazy right now.
One thing you might look into doing is contacting somebody from the DFW area that's driving down, fly into DFW and drive down with them.
Yeah, that's definitely an option. That's definitely a go. So I appreciate the suggestion there. That's a good idea. Or worst case scenario, just get a rental car. Just drive down myself because I'll have a whole bunch of, if I go, I'll have a whole bunch of equipment to bring with me. So
yeah, it's only a few hour drive. So
yeah,
pretty close for us.
Well, so if you can give us a quick rundown of what people can expect, if there is anybody out there that's still kind of on the fence, whether or not they want to try and make the drive. I don't know if it's for some reason for them, if it's a 4 or 5 hour drive and they're still kind of on the fence, or 6 hour drive, whatever it is. Those are short drives to events, really. But
all right,
what can everybody expect coming to LSV this year?
All right, so a lot of people know North Texas hosted the last LSV in 2020, and because of COVID, there hasn't been another one. We were fortunate enough to know several owners of venues that I was able to pick it up last minute and save this year. I'm kind of doing something a little different. We are having a beard competition. It's a non-FHL beard comp. Just kind of get up there, have fun, go along. But it's just going to be a good Texas hoedown, just fun. The Friday night venue is just a little hole-in-the-wall Texas little pub. Got a huge backyard. We'll have fires going, cornhole, horseshoes, and good country music playing. Saturday event will be in the historic stockyards. One of my friends, Fred Barnett, he owns a couple bars over there. One of them being Thirsty Armadillo, one of the oldest bars in the Fort Worth stockyard. Good friend. He hooked me up. I called him last minute and said, I need to borrow your bar. And he said, it's yours.
How cool is that? I need to borrow your bar.
Fred, his manager, Chris, the guy that manages it, has been so helpful and just amazing. We partnered up with Cook's Children's Hospital for this event. Wendy, the coordinator through Cook's Children, she's just an amazing, amazing woman, and she's been so helpful and kind, and just she gave us little items to hand away to the winners of beard comp and contestants and stuff like that. So it's a great organization. It's a great hospital. I personally, vetted into this hospital because my son has spent a lot of time at that, as well as many of the other North Texas members' children. So we love the Pick Children's Hospital, and we try to do as much as we can for them.
Wow. I didn't know. Yeah. It always means more when it means one thing, obviously, when you want to donate anything for kids. But if you've had personal experience with the hospital, then yeah, it goes a little deeper.
It does. Pick Children's Hospital, every year, I'm sure people see, we do our teddy bear drive. And, my co-captain Brian heads that up. That's also for Cook Children's Hospital. And the North Texas still holds the record for the most amount of teddy bears ever raised by one organization through that hospital. So we're super proud of that title.
Hell yeah. That's very cool, because that's something that a lot of different organizations probably jump on. And the fact that you've been so successful with it, that's pretty cool.
And just hard work. And at the end of the day, my son's been to the hospital after one of the teddy bears, and I've seen him pull the teddy bear, and I start zooming back to our pictures. I'm pretty sure that's one that we raised. So it was a real nice, bittersweet moment, saying, it was good to be able to give back to the community, the kids.
Yeah. That is so cool, man. That's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to next weekend, because like I said, I like how you have the emphasis on, it's more about the after the you're looking more forward to the party after the beard comp rather than the beard comp itself. When I first talked to you about it, you're like,
going on during the beard comp too.
Right.
We'll have live music that night, and upcoming Texas country stars coming up. He's amazing. And both of the people playing that night, they're both great and growing really big within the Texas country community.
Man, I'm excited, because especially right now, I look outside and I've got snow-covered yard, and it's probably 12 degrees outside right now or less, something like that. So I'm looking forward to having a party outside.
It's 8:30 at night here, and I just walked out my front door, and I'm in a T-shirt, and it feels amazing.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why people live in the South and they choose not to live in the North or the Midwest. So
I don't know why anybody would want to anyway.
I don't know. I can't explain it. It's home, right? Yeah, not many of the states you can actually get 4 seasons in one day. There's only a couple of those, and we're one of them.
We get that. I mean, we got a freeze coming here in the next few days, and 2 days later it'll be back up in the 70s.
Okay, nice. Well, I'm looking forward to it. All right, so we've got the Friday night meet and greet. You said that's going to be at a local, just kind of a small pub type thing.
Little dive bar, just called River Bottom. And it's got pool tables, darts, horseshoes, cornhole. We'll have our North Texas cornhole, and it's just gonna be just a good old Texas hoedown.
Good old Texas hoedown. I love it. It'll be my first one, so looking forward to it. I'm ready. That's for sure. But okay, well, thanks so much for taking a few minutes out. I know you guys are busy trying to get things ready to go. Looking forward to seeing you next week. I think I'm going to try and do the next week's podcast from down there in North Texas. So maybe bringing you on live next week. We'll see how things go.
Awesome. Can't wait, bud.
All right. I will talk to you a little bit later and into the week.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care. Thanks for coming in.
You too. Have a blessed night.
Hey, you too. Bye. All right, guys, thanks so much. Scrappy, good dude. He is all over the place, busy, and looking forward to LSV next weekend. What I was saying earlier was it was kind of funny when I asked him to kind of describe what was going on the weekend when I was talking to him off air earlier, and he was, he just kind of breezed by the fact that they're having a beard competition. He was like, yeah, it's a non-FHL beard comp, but then the fun starts after that. So. That's most of our BV events where there's a beard comp. It's everything's centered around the beard comp, and then you move on after that. But this will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, thanks for taking a few minutes out with us, Scrappy, and talking to us a little bit about that. So my next guest, guys, that I've got coming on live from the Great White North, that's what I refer to it as anyway, up in Canada, we're going to be learning from our brother Chris with BV Toronto. He's the ambassador, and he's going to be talking to us a little bit about a cool charity project that they've got going on right now. And it just caught my eye when I saw it. Maybe because they had a picture of a bro with an axe in his hand. I'm not quite sure, but it was very cool to see. So please help me welcome our bro from Toronto, Chris. Chris, how you doing today?
Hey, how's it going, BP?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Good to see you. Good to see you. How's things?
Likewise, thanks for having me on.
How's things up north?
Cold. We just had a good snowfall today, so and I heard you guys talking about how nice it is down south. A little jealous, but you know what? We're used to it up here with the snow, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, most of the people that that are from Canada, they just it's cold, and you just know it, and you just go about your day, and that's how life is, and you really don't complain. You don't hear too many Canadians complaining about the cold, because why would you be there?
Half of us love it, half of us hate it, but we all tolerate it.
Yeah, well, I get that. I'm just not sure if I could. I mean, I complain I complain years when we have bad winters, here in northern Indiana, which is probably considered to be a mild winter. If it's a bad one for us, it's mild for you. But
well, the other week we were shoveling about 3 feet of snow. So that was fun.
Yeah. Even here where I'm at, actually, we have a lake I've talked about before. We have a lake effect snow band right here where I'm at, and my house is like dead center in a 5-mile area that gets nailed. So, there was a couple years ago that we ended up with 120 some inches, I think, for the winter season, which may not sound like much to you, but when you figure on the average snowfall for the season here in Indiana, I think is, generally speaking, is somewhere in the 30 to 40, maybe 50 area.
Yeah.
But when we had that, it was, yeah. So yeah, we had I only had to get my snowblower out, I think, twice all year so far. So fingers crossed. I'm hoping that I've put it away for good now. We'll see.
I actually have to bust it out again today.
Well, Chris, can you tell us? This is your first time on the show, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself and just a brief rundown of who you are, who you are within your chapter, where you are, and a little bit about your journey, man.
Sounds good, man. Well, I'm Chris on Instagram, the Denim Demon. I've been part of BV since 2017. Since then, I've held. I was the secretary at one point. Now I'm the ambassador, head scout, and in charge of merch for the chapter. So that's been kind of my journey. It's been fun watching it, the chapter just grow. So it's been an absolute pleasure to be part of that all the way through.
Yeah, merch, man. I mean, you have enough going on with everything else you got going, and then you pop in. Oh, and also I'm in charge of merch. That can be a struggle sometimes. That's a lot.
Well, I'm a graphic designer by day, so it's kind of my trade anyway. So me and my brother Tyler, also in the chapter, he's also a designer. So the two of us kind of try to streamline everything and tackle the shirt designs. That's why there's 2 shirt designs. I did one, Tyler did the other.
Okay.
I heard you commenting on the axe wielding bro. So
yeah, yeah. Let me bring that back in here while we're talking. Yeah. So which one did you do?
I did the one with the pig head.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the pictures any bigger on the screen. So I encourage everybody that's listening.
Website, you'll see them better.
Yeah. Go out to the website. You can zoom in really nice on them. It's a very cool. Both the designs are really cool.
I'm really happy with the designs. We chose even the green shirt because green is the actual mental health official color.
Okay.
So that plays into that. And then the other one, all of ours, everyone likes to wear black. So that's why we had to go with the black one there, and wanted to represent our chapter with the hog. And then the other shirt, show off what we're doing, which is going to be chopping some wood for kids' sake.
Yeah. So like I said, I was, I know you heard me when I was talking about it. It was kind of weird because I'm flipping through Instagram and I saw the picture once, the one that you guys are promoting, and he's sitting there holding his axe, and it says chopping wood for the kids or whatever. And I was like, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I scroll past it, and it was about 10 seconds later as I kept scrolling through other things, I was like, wait a minute, what was that? And I went back up to it. And I was like, that's pretty cool. So had to reach out. Can you explain to everybody what it is you guys are doing? Because you have a couple different ways that people can help you guys out with what this is, but what is the actual the event thing that you're doing?
Absolutely. So what we're doing is it's called Move for Kids' Sake. It's an event put on by Big Brothers and Big Sisters Peel York, and what we do is we for every $10 raised, we will chop a block of wood. We did the exact same thing last year. We did every $10 we eat a spicy chicken wing. Last year we raised over $3,000. We're hoping to do a little bit better than that this year. So go onto our Instagram or go onto our website. Every T-shirt you buy is another log for us to split. So keep us moving, keep us stimulated, because we know that moving and working out is actually great for your mental health, and this is all about mental health and spreading and creating positive spaces for youth in our community. So by helping us stay moving and chopping, we're also raising money for these mentorship programs within our community.
Very cool. So just diving a little bit deeper into that, so the money that you guys raise goes to what exactly or is it, where is it going to go? I mean, how is it going to benefit the kids
So
in the
what it
community?
does is it's going to mentorship programs within our within Peel and York, which is our surrounding areas, and for every $1,000 raised, it creates a mentorship match for a kid for one full year, and that covers everything from the person's training that's going to be matched up, and all the supplies and everything like that. And it's a great program. Now more than ever, is really important to create these meaningful mentorship programs for youth. So what better time than now to be helping out in this situation?
No doubt, no doubt. Can you imagine? I look back and I'm not sure you seem like you're a little bit younger than me, but I know growing up. I mean, all you had growing up when I was growing up in the late '70s, early '80s, being when I was in my early years, it was the YMCA. Maybe you had,
Mhm.
and some places had Big Brothers Big Sisters type of thing was still there, but that was it. You didn't have all these different programs, and nobody recognized that, hey, maybe just smacking a kid down isn't probably the healthiest thing to do.
No, it's
Rub some dirt
actually
on it, and
it's amazing to see how far we've come as society, to how important we've placed mental health. Even back in my day, I grew up in the '90s. Even then, it wasn't as big, and it's really taken off now. It's really great to see that we're able to get past that and axe the stigma on the whole situation, right?
absolutely. It's funny because you think back and you realize that it was you didn't talk about any kind of mental health issues at all growing up, and if somebody mentioned it or thought of something at all, it was he's got something wrong with him, or he's and
Yeah,
but it's so, as you said, how far society's come right now. We've got celebrities out in the world writing books and talking about and pridefully raising awareness and saying, hey, I've got issues and
absolutely.
I don't have a problem talking about it, and talking about how one of the things that really, I haven't gotten his book yet, but I've seen some little excerpts of it online. If you're familiar with the sports writer, and he's done all sorts of other stuff, Jay Glazer, um,
Mhm.
here in the States, but he just wrote a book about it, and he actually goes on some talk shows and stuff and talks about how he still every day, I mean, it seems like every other day or every third day or something, he has a dark day, and he
Mhm.
has to talk about those kinds of things, and it's it's so refreshing to see that people can, it's okay, like I say at the end of each show, it's okay not to be okay. um
Absolutely.
and it's
And
nice to see.
especially with what's been going on in the world for the past 2 years. I don't know how you guys are down there, but up here in Ontario, we're in constant lockdown after lockdown after measure for all these safety measures, and it's taken a toll on everyone's mental health, especially the children who are not. A lot of them are locked away. There's no schools. Like a lot of the schools have been from homeschooling, so it's taking a toll on everyone's mental health right now. So that's why it's so important for us to help support these programs, really help out the youth. Right now is the time to be building these relationships and these mentoring programs. So anything that we can do to help, this is why we're doing this program.
Heck yeah. All right, so one more time here. These shirts are available at beardedvillainstoronto.com, beardedvillainstoronto.com. $30 to $32 for the shirt that Chris made, the Hogtown Chops for Kids' Sake. And then the one that his brother made, the BVTO Axe the Stigma shirt. Why is his more expensive than yours?
Surprisingly, the green shirts are more expensive.
They are. That's true. I knew the answer as I was asking it, but I just had to make a point. Hey, look at that. His shirt's more expensive.
The black and white ones were a little bit cheaper. We make a little bit more money on those ones actually, but anything that we can do for charities.
That's awesome.
The more money we raise, the more the more wood we got to chop. So we're going to be raising this money up until March 31st, actually.
Okay.
And then the weekend after, I believe, is April 2nd. We're going to do a live stream on our Instagram. We're all going to be, rocking our best flannels, our toques, and we're going to be going to town on a bunch of logs. So we're going to do a live stream of that, and then also make some posts on Instagram about it.
Awesome. Okay, so is there a way then that if somebody just, I don't want a T-shirt, I don't need a shirt, but I would rather just maybe donate strictly money to you, is there a way that people can do that for you?
Absolutely. So most of our brothers in our chapter will have their own personal link attached to their Instagram.
Great.
Also, if you go on our website, beardedvillainstoronto.com, there is just a donate button under Move for Kids' Sake. So anything you donate there will go directly to the charity and will keep us shopping.
Man, I'm excited to see this thing. Anytime that it's funny. This is anytime that somebody that a chapter out there does something a little bit out of the box. That you don't. It's not a beard comp. It's not a. It's not this, that, you guys are finding new and unique ways of doing stuff, and it's fun to see.
Yeah, so. It was, we had a blast last year doing the chicken wing challenge. This year, again, we wanted to keep it a little bit more moving. We wanted to sweat a little bit more, not just from hot sauce. So, so we're keeping it moving. We all got the lumberjack look. I got my flannels on, so might as well, put our money where our mouth is, right? And
yeah. It's when you talk about keeping it moving, there is kind of an odd sense of feeling like this time around you're actually doing something physical, and then you can maybe feel better about it rather than the gluttonous idea of just feeding yourself just to raise money.
Absolutely.
Even though it's not easy and it's still fun, but there's that.
Yeah. This whole campaign is about moving for kids' sake, right? So it's about moving. If you're sweating, if you're working out, that's great for your mental health, and we're trying to reflect that onto the kids, right? So
that's awesome. Well, Chris, thank you so much for taking some time out tonight to tell me about this.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm happy to share this with you. And also, after we're done this, we're going to be moving on to our next charity event, which is Beards for Bucko.
Yes,
that's going to be a big international meet or interchapter meet.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm working on getting my my passport in order. Because I was looking forward to that with the last time that you had to cancel Bucko. So I was all set to be able to come up for that. And then,
the first one was a great time. We're only hoping to, bigger, better things this year.
Yeah. And I'll be telling you all when that is, reminding everybody when that is coming up here in just a few minutes at the, on our calendar of events segment. So, man, Chris, good to meet you on here, and I look forward to being able to shake your hand, give you a hug, hopefully in a few months at Bucko.
That'd be great.
All right. Thanks again.
Have a good one.
All right. You too.
Thanks again.
All right. So, guys, that was Chris. Toronto's doing some stuff. Very cool to see. Something unique. And yeah, hanging out, chopping wood. So again, if you want to donate for those guys, beardedvillainestoronto.com. You can get either one of those shirts, or you can just do a quick donate to help out and make them work for it. Make them work for it a little harder than they have in the past, right? It's easy to sit there and eat wings. We're going to make you work for it this year. So work for our donations. Work. So congrats, guys. Kudos to you. Great job. If you are looking for an all-natural beard oil that will not only tame your beard and coarse hairs, but make your beard soft and smell amazing, check out Pulpo Beard Oils. Veteran-owned and made for today's beards, Pulpo beard products combine the best beard ingredients on the market with incredible customer service to ensure your happiness. Whether you need beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, or some fun clothing, Pulpo is the place to go. Feel fresh, feel savage, feel confident with Pulpo Beard Oils. Go to Pulpo Beard Oils, that's Pulpo beardoils.com, and use the code The Heart of a Villain for a discount on your order. All right, guys. Special thanks to Scrappy from North Texas for calling in and telling us a little bit about LSV coming up next weekend, and also to Chris hanging out with us for a bit. Very cool event they got coming up. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to that a lot. All right, guys, we're going to do our calendar of events. We've added some stuff on here. So pay special attention. If for some reason I do not have your event on here, hit me up, let me know, and I want to get it on here. Remember, we are an international club. International. So if you live in another country and you're having an event, still let me know. I want it. I want to get it on here. I don't care how small the event is. We get you on here. All right. First, next weekend, February 25th to the 27th is LSV5, the return to North Texas. Friday night, they got a meet and greet at the River Bottom Pub. They got the event on 26th. All sorts of stuff. Live music. We heard Scrappy telling us all about it. It's going to be a blast. LSV5 next weekend, February 25th, 27th. Then rolling into March, the next weekend. That's right, the next weekend. It took me a second to realize that when I was going through my calendar a few days back. I realized that I'm going to Texas one weekend, and then looking to turn right around and go to Nashville the following weekend for Nash Vegas. March 4th through the 6th in Nashville, Tennessee. They got the meet and greet on the 4th at the game terminal. Just, you know what? Hey, be there. It's a good weekend. It's a blast. Nash Vegas always is. Nashville's a great city. The boys down there, Tennessee boys, take care of us. Nash Vegas, March 4th through the 6th. Then we go into April. April 1st through the 3rd is DSV6. We've talked about that just a little bit with Scrappy. Says the guys in San Antonio are really killing it, trying to get things ready to go for it. San Antonio, Texas for DSV6, April 1st through the 3rd. May 6th through the 8th is Beardo de Mayo. Beardo de Mayo, hosted by the boys over in Ohio with Beardo de Mayo. They got a meet and greet on the 6th, a beard comp on the 7th at Crafted Culture Brewery. They're raising money with this one for the Huckleberry House. The Huckleberry House, that's May 6th through the 8th for Beardo de Mayo. Then rolling into the next weekend, the next one we've got 3 events, actually. 3 different events in different parts of the world, spread all over the place. So here we go. It's June 10th through the 12th. That weekend, we have events going on in Seattle, Washington, Knoxville, Tennessee, and over in London. So here's what we got. June 10th through the 12th, the West Coast meet. The West Coast meet in Seattle, Washington, hosted by the Bearded Villains West Washington and East Washington chapters. That's the West Coast meet. And also that same weekend in Knoxville, Tennessee, we have Knox Villains. Smoky Mountain Bearded Villains are your hosts. It was a great time last year, June 10th through the 12th again, Knox Villains. And then also June 11th, that same weekend, is Villain Fest 5 in London. So if you know, if you're a jet setter, if really unless you're like in Australia, that's not really close to any of those. I'm sorry, but if you're there, anywhere near London, anywhere near the central part of the U.S. or the western part of the U.S., hey, find one of those. Go to it. West Coast meet in Seattle, Knoxville, Tennessee with Knox Villains, or Villain Fest 5 in London, all the same weekend. Then July 8th through the 10th. July 8th through the 10th. We just mentioned it with Chris. Beards for Bucko. Beards for Bucko. BV Toronto is your hosts. This one is a really big event for them. People come from all over. July 8th through the 10th. Beards for Bucko. We'll have more information on that in the coming weeks. But just mark your calendar. Mark your calendar. Get your passports ready if you're here in the States, if you don't have them already. It's a quick drive. You don't even have to get on a plane most places. Just get in a car. Road trip it. Then July 22nd, 23rd. July 22nd, 23rd. That's right, Radar. Yes, Radar says all the meats. All the meats, yes. So we're July 22nd, 23rd. West Virginia. West Virginia didn't want to be feeling like they were out of the loop and kept out of the fun. So, hey, they're doing Whiskerfest. They're doing their first Whiskerfest. It's the inaugural. They call it first annual. I call it inaugural. Whiskerfest, hosted by your BV brothers in West Virginia. It's in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Details forthcoming. But it's July 22nd, 23rd, so mark your calendars. And then also, just to give you a heads up, way out into October 22nd, my chapter, Bearded Villains, Northern Indiana. Get it on the calendars. We're doing our Ezra Crow event again, our Halloween-themed event, beard competition and costume contest, the return of Ezra Crow. Northern Indiana is the place you're going to be. More details on that, obviously, forthcoming in the coming months. That's October 22nd. So get that on your calendar. We want to see you over here. All right, guys. That is what I've got on the calendar of events. If for some reason I missed something that you have, please let me know. I don't care what part of the world you're in. I don't care if you don't know if anybody's listening. I don't care if you don't think that anybody in your area is going to be interested in passing on the information through the podcast, because maybe you don't think anybody's listening. Somebody's listening. Somebody's listening, and somebody's going to hear it, and they're going to hear about it, and they're going to go, maybe it's my opportunity to go over to that area of the world, and I want to go for that event. So don't sell yourself short. Let me know about these events. The dozens and dozens of people that listen to this program might be interested in going. You never know. You never know. That's the way it is, though. Guys, we're having fun. We're having fun. All right, guys. Well, you know what this is? You know what this means? That's right. Guys, that's going to wrap up episode 122 of The Heart of a Villain. Remember, you can still buy all those shirts, patches, pins, all that good stuff at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. Theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. That's where you can get all that good stuff. Guys, I want to challenge you, as I always do, to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because the heart of a villain never stops beating. Guys, the most important words I say every week, please never forget them. It's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. So for now, guys, have a great night. Enjoy this weekend. Get out there, have fun. I'll see you next week from down in Texas. Take care. Stay safe.
From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain. It's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard.